This is the story of Tulare Lake. If you're from California, you might be familiar with the Central Valley. Some cities to mention are Fresno, Bakersfield, Modesto, Visalia, Porterville. Well, once there was a huge lake right in the middle. It was once known as the largest body of water in California, twice the size of Lake Tahoe. The Tachioca people, an indigenous group amongst many other tribes, thrived and lived off the land and the lake, as well as wildlife. There were grizzly bears, antelope, elk, mountain lions, coyotes, all living in their rightful habitats. The native people lived as farmers, hunters, gatherers, and fishermen. The water offered sources such as tule, which is a plant that the native people used to create shelters, as well as boats for transportation and clothing, as well as basketry, which was used when cooking or carrying things from place to place. But soon enough, this way of life would soon come to an end. In the very early years, explorers from all over the world would come and go throughout the land, and they would exchange goods with the native people. They would share stories, coming and going as they pleased. But these explorers would soon realize that they wanted this area for themselves. These explorers began to force their perspectives and their beliefs onto native people, which resulted in relocation, genocide, and assimilation through many different efforts. The first example is the chain of missions that began throughout California. Native people were forced to assimilate and relocate off of their land. Diseases were also introduced to native people, killing off thousands of men, women, and children. Then the gold rush, which large-scale gold digging operations began to pollute rivers and streams, killing off fish populations as well. The state government's policy of manifest destiny encouraged ranchers and farmers to claim and fence off large portions of land. The Tachioca tribe migrated throughout the land as the seasons came and went. So this disrupted that. The Tulare Lake would soon be taken over by diverting its water source into irrigation systems for farmers. The lake had dried up and the land suffered, as well as the people of those lands. Governor of California, Peter Burnett, set out a war of extermination and urged that the native people of the land be extinct. All tribes throughout California began to endure the harsh reality of assimilation and genocide for many more years to come. But native people survived, and they are still here today. And although identity and culture is not as strong as it used to be before colonization, native people are still here. And even more good news, Tulare Lake has made its biggest appearance ever since the time of its desiccation back in the 1890s. In 2023, Tulare Lake, also known as Pa'ashi, came back. Although the water has returned a few times before, it has never came back as strong as it has been in 2023. It took over and flooded 103,000 acres of land and would soon expand to 114,000 acres of land early June of that year. Although this sudden occurrence has caused damage to valuable agriculture, submerging critical farmland, the Tachioca tribe, which I am a part of and fully support, has called to protect the lake. As our previous tribal council vice chairman Robert Jeff stated in the Los Angeles Times report, that although it's devastating and it's caused a lot of destruction, we have to remember the damage that was originally caused, the original losses we have endured when this lake was taken away and removed. Our culture, our way of life, people, our dances, our traditions, all of this is here today. because they removed our people.